Hi everyone, it's Kathy with my Second Chances with Kathy handle on different social medias. I have my notes here so I don't forget what I was going to say. But today is the last day of 2024. I believe it was a leap year, so it was 366 days of ups and downs, in betweens, lots of highs, lots of lows, some that I couldn't predict, some that I could, but I'm sad about. But I just wanted to go through, like a lot of people have been going through, some of my ups and some of my downs, because I know a lot of us have faced downs and we hear FOMO, and we hear everybody saying, oh yeah, I had a great year, but to be honest, everybody has downs too, and people just like to hide those. But anyways, let me get started. I started with a year ago tomorrow. I was at the airport flying to LAX for work. But then my foot and leg got injured somehow from the flight or something, and then I went to the when I got home from the trip, I it was still bothering me, so I went to a walk-in clinic, waited there for a couple hours, and then got sent to a hospital because with my heart conditions and stuff, the person didn't really want to touch me and thought it was maybe a clot. So I went to the ER within the first week or two of 2024 unexpectedly, and they found absolutely nothing. So luckily there's no clot. And then I got into a foot doctor and they couldn't figure out anything. They did x-rays several times and nothing was fractured. It was just some, I don't remember what it was, what they tried to diagnose it as, but like it just finally went away on its own. But in the meantime, I got a knee scooter and realized that the world is hell for anybody with mobility issues. I already knew that somewhat from the times I had to use wheelchairs and my family members have had to use wheelchairs. But the knee scooter was a pain in the you know what, especially at different hotels and different areas. And the like people that are architects don't design, or at least they didn't in the past, for users of disability equipment, and accessibility, because even those bumps on the sidewalk, they can hurt you, because I literally fell off my knee scooter and hurt myself even worse than before because I was at FIT's campus, and it made me tumble over and hurt myself on the because the bumps were so annoying. Um, so I learned that that is a huge flaw in America, at least, or in Florida and stuff. Because then I went to Podfest at the end of that month, just on a whim from an ad on a social media website. And it was great, except for it was hell to get around the hotel. And I already knew that hotel was a piece of crap. And the good news is that hotel is now torn down. If any of you went to Podfest, I think it was a Wingate, on the corner of Universal and Sand Lake over in Orlando. It is torn to pieces because it was a piece of crap. Their locks didn't work. Their rooms were terrible. Everything. I was moved there, but from another hotel before. Anyways, let me try to keep going. Um, and just for a fun fact about 2024, I decided to do stand up that year, or that at that Podfest in 2024 for the first time. So I stood on the mic and made fun of myself and just the irony of things, for 3 minutes. So that was a fun thing. That was an up. Um, and then as some of you know, I went on a lot of cruises. I got some different deals, but now I'm finally over it, and I'm just kind of getting. I only have two more booked for 2025, and I don't actually plan on booking that many more because they're fun and fast and easy, but they're also just money traps. If you fall for all their gimmicks, everywhere you look, they're selling things. They sell upgrades. They uh, shove emails down your throat about different things. They encourage you to gamble. They encourage you to drink. They encourage you to party. Utopia on Royal Caribbean's is labeled the party of the world's largest party every weekend, and when it's not a weekend, they call it a weekend. Um, so I know they're targeting like the carnival crowd, but like I feel like it kind of makes their line look crappier, and like I don't know why they want a toga party and like a frat themed party is literally what they advertise a party as. So like there's beer pong and stuff, which just encourages more drinking. I know it's the industry, but just kind of like why. Um, so yeah, I went on several cruises. A fun thing about one of those cruises is I willingly got strapped in. Let me state that. I walked the plank and then I jumped off of the plank and did a little zip line off the side of the ship up on the 15th or 16th floor. Actually, a floor above that. So that was a high. I like to take risks. I saw other people doing it too. I've watched other YouTubers and stuff doing it, so that was fun. um, but yeah, um, I've had to deal with a bunch of assholes. Um, Sorry for my language if that bothers you, but I've learned not to trust people so willingly. I used to be a lot more trusting of everybody I meet and just think everybody's a good person, but some people just aren't. So once you lose my trust, it's really, really, really hard slash impossible to actually get my trust um, back because, yeah, I only have one straw with people these days. And I've learned to kind of just button up and say F you to people that are a-holes to me. Um, and over the summer, I was at Universal for a friend's birthday party. I had an issue at the park, and it caused me to have a seizure on my way home. Luckily, I was not driving, but that was a full BS shenanigans shit because my brother was driving me home. My dad was in the car in front of us. And the ambulance took me, brought me to Orlando Health, and they lost my identity. I was listed as a Jane Doe in the emergency room, and for somebody like me that's had so many medical things and watched a lot of shows and different things, that's freaking scary that that can happen to anybody. Even in Florida, I thought it was just maybe more of a movie thing, but apparently somebody in an ambulance can pass you off to somebody at an ER and they can not remember to tell them, hey, this is so and so. So I was listed as a Jane Doe, and when my brother and my dad got there, they couldn't find me. Luckily, I was unconscious because I had a seizure in the car and was intubated and stuff in the ambulance. But it's very scary thinking that I could have just been lost somewhere in the system. Anybody can. Um, it's just really depressing because, like, what's wrong with the system? How does somebody not remember to get somebody's ID from the ambulance to the emergency room? So that was definitely a low. Um, I was in there for a couple days, I believe. I don't even remember because obviously when you're in the hospital, you're in and out. It was terrifying because I woke up in a sterile room all white and just got scared to death that I was already dead or something. Because, you know, my background, I had a heart transplant and everything, so hospitals and sterile rooms scare me like no end. Um, and then, sorry. Um, another high is that I finished my master's degree after 2.5 years of interesting classes, but dealing with bullshit at a company called EdAssist, and or the company that owns EdAssist is Bright Horizons, but they're just, I think, a Ponzi scheme and a scam. They still aren't completely done helping me pay for my stuff because they constantly are saying, you need a different document, you need a different document. They're the documents that I got from the officials at the school. And yet, they keep coming back and saying, no, you don't have it. So, it's paid for all now because I had to help pay for it because my company said, yeah, you get it free completely with EdAssist. No out of pocket cost. 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, sort of. Or like 2 3/4 of years. And yet there's so much stress related to it. That's one cost. And the actual cost because we had to pay for everything else in addition, even though they said everything was completely free. But yeah, don't use EdAssist. If your company has it, I would say run away from it. There's probably an alternative. Ask before you do it. Also, look into other programs. Don't just willingly sign up for the first one you hear about because I went to a private school and I liked the classes, but it was about 5 times more than my alma mater, UCF's same program. And that program finished in a year versus 2.5 years. So, anyways, look around before you sign up for anything. But on the high, I did finish my master's courses, and I think get my degree, hopefully. Um, and that's in engineering management, if anybody's interested. And then, low is I had to deal with an apartment complex until summertime that was constantly being assholes and do a lot of unfair practices. I moved out over the summer, but then had to deal with my brother and my dad helping me move out because they forced me not to get a mover. And then another high for me is that I finally got another diagnosis for mental health. And after several months of pushing for the right medicines, I finally was able to get on them, and I see things a lot more clearer. Um, that could be a bad thing because now I'm just getting more irritated faster. But it helps my mind organize itself better, and that makes me happier. And it's just I can see through bullshit easier, and don't get as wrapped up as in things. But yeah, be an advocate for yourself, like I've always been saying about my heart and stuff. But also mental health, physical health, emotional health, every type of health. Speak up for yourself, your family members, your friends, colleagues. There's a lot of unfair practices, and it's probably going to get worse, which leads to my last low. I was on a cruise trying to avoid the election stuff, and sure, the president went to Trump, and the Republicans, but what really was a dagger in my new heart was the fact that Floridians decided to vote against the abortion ban by, I think it was 6% or 5%, something really close, because for some reason we need 60% of the vote. So yeah, I had sunglasses on luckily, but I was crying in the middle of a musician's set on a cruise ship because I read online that um, Florida went back into the 60s or 70s, whatever era it was, and now women don't have the rights of abortion. And in Florida, my home state, and that really devastated me because I'm scared for all my friends and myself and every woman in the country practically, and I'm scared for the country, just because I know what's happened in the past and I know what the things are happening in the world, and I can see things, and it's just very scary for us. Um, but let me wrap it up with saying that in the end, for 366 days now, because today is the final day, December 31st, 2024. Time jump to another year. I woke up. I got out of bed at least to go pee, if not to get up for the day. I did get up most days. I probably wasn't sure if I actually got out of bed when I was in the hospital over the summer. That's why I said that. But my family and my pets all remain healthy. I remain healthy to a point that I know of so far, but every day is not a gift. I mean, every day you don't take for granted because every day is a gift, and you never know when your final day is. Um, I have a clearer mind, and that helps me, for better or for worse, see things better and allows me to concentrate better and do all sorts of things like that. Um, Although I've had the lowest of lows and I've scraped the bottom of life and my emotions and everything, I'm still here. My heart is still beating, my second heart. And I just want to say, I know I've gone up and down with this, but like I said, I wanted to be honest and show that not all of us are all peachy all the time, and that some of us actually do tell the truth and share that we have lows and that we have highs, and that they compete with each other. That we can all still, we can and we have to come together as human beings, as the humankind, the human race, and just try to survive and hopefully thrive in the new year in 2025 and beyond. I know it's going to be tough for a lot of us. I know we all have differing opinions on different things, but let's all just try to remain kind, remain nice, humble, strong, be advocates for yourself, stand up for what you believe in, what you need to do in your life, and let's just thrive and have a good new year. I didn't end my papers. I'm out of my notes, so I'm just rambling now. But anyways, let me just end with peace and love. I can't do it because I'm holding my phone. And I love you. Thank you for listening. Follow for more because I will be posting more in 2025. I hope. Fingers crossed. I'm going to try. Not guaranteeing anything because I know resolutions are BS anyways. But yeah, I hope to see more of you in 2025. Get closer if I can. Just hang out with you guys more. In and out of Universal, in and out of Brevard, Orlando, wherever. Maybe do Zoom calls again, like COVID days. Hopefully not COVID again, but I thought those were a good way to connect with people. And let's just try to stay together and stay strong. Bye, guys. I love you.